Hey, what's up? It's me, your favorite uncle nephew, Shane, and I am I'm your host for New Comic Book Day. Everybody, how you do? We got the hot dog Paul over here doing his thing.
What it do, baby?
We got the brother Marcus over there doing his thing.
Hi.
And we're going to talk about the new comic books of the day. You know what I'm talking about? Let's do it.
What is happening?
I don't know. I'm putting on a voice.
Well, that was fantastic.
We're gonna start with Marcus. What do you got, big dog?
Well, as much as I've been bad mouthing Marvel lately, it almost feels like I'm grasping at straws at this point, and quite frankly, I am. But we've been recently inundated. It seems like we've been getting two issues back to back, actually, in a row of Daredevil. So we have my first pick is actually of the week is Daredevil 10 and 11. 11 came out this week, and it features a backup story of Iron Fist, the newer Iron Fist, the one, the non-Danny Rand one that had a 5-issue mini some time ago that not everyone really liked. It was like shards of mystical sword in his hand, and it was really weird. It wasn't that popular. Anyway,
Really? Nobody liked it?
Everyone was like, yeah, let's have Danny Rand back, So it's a new one.
Right.
I enjoyed it. I didn't mind. I was pretty stoked for it because I had just finished reading Iron Fist by Ed Brubaker and Matt Fraction, so I was kind of ready for it. But yeah, it fell a little flat towards the end there. But anyway, Daredevil, if you guys haven't been made aware already, it's coming to a close with the dynamic duo of Chip Zdarsky and Marco Cicchetto. We're still seeing, I'm not exactly sure yet what the final issue is, but 10 and 11 definitely read like it's kind of wrapping up now. Basically, we are still seeing their names on solicits through issue 13, and then they have just released the names of the new creative team, which is Saladin Ahmed, which you guys have probably heard of if you've been reading Miles Morales. He also did an Inhumans run, and also we have Aaron Cooter of
Cooter.
Yeah, Cooter, yeah. Of
Really? Cooter?
Yeah, Cooter, yeah, Aaron Cooter. He's been doing some Avengers stuff, and I really like Avengers Forever 8, where it's like basically an old man Thor kind of thing, but he's clean cut, but he has a beard. It looks pretty cool. But anyway, so yeah, awesome art. Not terribly excited about the writer. I mean, he's won Eisner Awards, but Saladin Ahmed, to me, he reads okay at best. So we'll see how that works out. But anyway, 10 and 11, great. So basically, the hand wins at this point due to some insider. They were able to successfully infiltrate the Fist and get some. Were able to masterfully manipulate the Fist into doing what they needed to do in order to make sure that they won. So at this point now, Murdoch is dealing with the fallout. He's on the run. Everyone's either dead or arrested. Stick is dead. Elektra, she's arrested. She's been framed for murdering the president of the the president of the United States, things like that. So there's a lot going on, and so now we're just dealing with the fallout from this. It's pretty engaging. Pretty intense.
lot of 5 stars online as far as reviews for it, especially number 10. Like, people are loving 10.
10 was really where it really hit, and then 11 is where you kind of see where he's at now,
right.
And basically kind of on like a revenge path. It feels, at least. So yeah, super good. One of the picks that I definitely, if you're reading Marvel, this has to be on your pull list if you're reading it, and then we'll just wait and see what happens with Saladin Ahmed and what he comes up with. But from what Chip says, it's pretty. It's going to be pretty engaging, which I would hope so, because Daredevil has a very successful passed down tradition with their artists, creative teams in general. And then finally, the last two, I'm just going to lump these two together because they're kind of interrelated, because there's a theme here. So you have Immortal X-Men 11, and you have X-Men Red 11. So Immortal X-Men is the Kieran Gillen run that basically deals with more of the political intrigue within the Quiet Council. So we all know about Krakoa, and the mutants have their own homeland now. They have their own designated kind of UN, recognized country, if you will. And so this basically centers on the political intrigue and the dealings that go on within the Quiet Council. And there's a lot of politics that go on with that, with Charles Xavier at the head and so forth. And so this basically comes out of the event that just ended, the Sins of Sinister event, where basically we find out that Sinister has been compromising the resurrection process. And so he's been kind of encoding and manipulating the DNA that they use to resurrect people when they die. Right. And so he's been able to control people via that DNA. So he's been able to corrupt the biggest players in the Quiet Council. And there's a big fallout with that. Magneto is dead. And there's a reason why he's dead, because actually before, something really major happened before this, where he basically raised the stakes and said, well, I got to prove to the Iraqis, which is mainly focused on in the X-Men Red book, the Iraqi planet, that, hey, I mean business. I know I'm not going to resurrect. I'm showing my passion by having my backup, if you will, destroyed. So he's dead now. And then he kind of confided some stuff in with Storm, because Storm's kind of been dual hatting it. She's been kind of like the head state spokesperson of Iraqi, the terraformed planet that Apocalypse and all those guys, during the X of Swords event were a part of. And then she's also still in the Quiet Council down at Krakoa. And so now she's kind of, having to deal with the fallout. And then Charles wants to know what Eric, also known as Max, also known as Magnus, Magneto, confided in her. But she kind of doesn't give him a lot of to go on, because it was for her to hear, not him. And she already knows he's been compromised. So it's kind of just dealing with the fallout of that. And then basically what they are doing is, in secret, they're basically allowing them to stay on the Quiet Council, because not everyone in Krakoa knows about the fallout, but they are not allowed to vote. And so she's having to go back and forth. So we're seeing a lot of this. And she even goes on a date in X-Men Red with someone, which is kind of interesting.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. And then Charles ruins that, because he's like, hey, Aurora, I need you, and then that's where that kind of, in X-Men Red kind of does it. So if there's any X titles to read, Immortal X-Men still continues to deliver. If you want the slower paced kind of drama intrigue, which is nice, it's refreshing. And then X-Men Red is good if you want to know more about the Iraqi government, if you will, the governance of that planet that her and Magneto terraformed for the war planet mutants that Apocalypse is part of. So there's different levels all over these two books, right?
Give you everything you might want and need, as far as to push your brain a little bit when it comes to reading it.
Absolutely, you got if you want the straight up action, they have the straight up action either book. If you want more of a slower paced political kind of intrigue, more of a developed character story, you got it.
That's dope. What you got, man?
So
what you got?
I fell off a little bit on Daredevil, but I'm definitely going to catch up now that I know it's wrapping up with Zdarsky.
Yes.
But so my books today, I'm going to start with The Dawn of DC #1, Titans. Teen Titans, but without the teen. Written by Tom Taylor. We all love Tom Taylor. And art by Nicola Scott. I'll get into that. So this is the fallout of Dark Crisis and a little bit of the Nightwing run written by Tom Taylor. The Titans are the Justice League now. The Justice League is no more, and the Titans have taken over. There's a new Titan Tower that has been built in Bloodhaven. Nightwing is recruiting all these people. I'm a little behind. I'm pretty sure he's got like superpowers right now because he's like flying around and stuff.
There's some dealings going on.
Which is interesting.
Yes.
But Tom Taylor continues to write him very well, and he just writes characters well. He makes you like them and understand them. and it's well paced, just like all of his books. In this issue, they're going to the Titan Towers for the first time. It starts with Raven and Beast Boy, and they have a relationship. It's kind of cute. And then they get pulled away from the red carpet entrance into the Teen Titans because they have to go save a nuclear reaction from I'm blanking on his name. Titano. He's a giant gorilla, and he's about to have like this nuclear meltdown. Cause this nuclear meltdown. They go. Beast Boy turns into another kaiju. They fight. They get him away, and then Starfire pulls him away into space. But as this happens, Peacemaker shows up on a couple of, and it's kind of funny to me when stuff like this happens because he is only the character doing this because of the Peacemaker show. They're jumping on that kind of, which is fun. It's fine. It doesn't matter.
Right.
Like I feel like in a different like time, it would have been Deathstroke.
Okay, yeah.
But Peacemaker is working for the government. And the president is Amanda Waller right now, and she's like, he's like, your president wants you to work with us. And Peacemaker doesn't like that he's making this offer. Or at least he leads that on, and Nightwing's like, no, we're not going to work for a country. We work for the world. This, that, and the other thing. And Nightwing's like, I'm not Batman, though. I'm not keeping secrets from you. I'll tell you whatever you want to know. You can tell me whatever you need to, whatever. And they leave and go back to the tower, and Peacemaker calls Amanda Waller on the phone and is like, hey, they reacted exactly the way you thought they would to my offer. And then it kind of leaves off there. I'm really excited. Tom Taylor always writes really well. Nicola Scott, I feel like, Frank said to me, he said, it seems like he is trying to do Bruno Redondo, but I don't know if it's that. It might just be that Nicola Scott has a similar art style to Redondo, but it's not Redondo. So the whole time you're looking at it, you're like, maybe if I hadn't read Bruno Redondo and seen his art, I would like this more, but it's just a step below Bruno F. Redondo or Dan Mora or guys like that. So the art is fine, but it's not the best. Oh, I forgot to mention, this issue ends with the Flash is dead. I don't know if he's really dead, but that's another thing I have to figure out. And my second book today is Batman Brave and the Bold -- 1. Contrary to what I know it's Jimmy Chung or Twang. I don't know how to pronounce the name.
Jim Chung?
Jim Chung. There you go.
Okay.
That's his cover for it. I got that one instead of the cover one because I liked it more.
Right.
But there's 4 anthologies in here. And contrary to the name, only 2 of the stories are Batman stories. The other 2 are, one is a Stormwatch story. It's kind of like, best way I can say it is it's like the Suicide Squad, but in space. I mean, that's the best offer I get. That one was really cool. That was a great anthology. The Superman one, that one is written by Ed Brisson. There's a Superman one in there, which is written by Cantwell. It's like a story where it's tied in with Action Comics because it says editor's note, check out Action Comics because it ties in, but it's kind of a story. I wish I could remember the artist. The artist was like very Superman, Adventures of Superman. It was cool. But Clark is trying to find a story to write for the Daily Planet. And by the end of the issue, he finds one in a really cool way. And then the first of the anthologies in the book is probably the longest one. It's and this is why it's Tom King and Mitch Gerads, and it's kind of like a little bit of an origin for not origin, but kind of finding the Joker for the first time and Jim Gordon and Batman having to deal with him. The first 3 issues in this anthology are part 1s, so there will be a part 2 in the next Brave and the Bold 2. And then the last thing in the issue is a black and white issue. It's only a few pages. It's written by Dan Mora. And it was fantastic. It's these 2 little kids get attacked by these Joker drones. Joker has taken over Gotham. Batman shows up. He's got a really awesome suit, as you would expect with Dan Mora art. Everything is so clearly defined, and the art is just so good. And his writing is fine. It's not that complex, but his writing is fine. And these kids are about to get killed by this Joker drone. Batman shows up with this little mechanical bat who is helping him. And the bat the whole time is like, let's commence merging something or other. And Batman's like, not yet. And he takes out the 2 Joker drones, and he goes to the kids, and he's like, what's your name? And he's like, Richard. And then before he can talk to him more, the Joker drone gets back up, is being piloted by the Joker from a different location, and he like turns into this big like Transformers looking monster. And then Batman merges with the bat, and his costume looks even doper after that. He takes him out, and the Joker is like, damn. And he goes up to the kids, and he's like, hey, what's up? What's your name? And he's like, I'm Richard. This is Jason, and we're trying to find our little brother. And the implication is they're trying to find Tim. But it's like it's Elseworlds. It's not tied in with anything.
Gotcha.
So in this, Richard is supposed to be Dick Grayson and Jason is Jason Todd, but they're brothers. And
wow.
Batman mentions that, hey,
Awesome.
I can tell from the look in their eyes and the when I asked him where his parents were at, they don't have parents.
Right.
And he's like, so I need to help these kids find Tim. And that's where it ends. There's no inclination there will be a second one, but it was just a lot of fun. I really enjoy these anthologies. It's kind of like Superman Red and Blue, and I'm excited to for the next ones.
Nice,
Seems like
nice.
great reading. Fantastic.
Bunch of great
Fantastic.
writers and arts.
Right, right.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And I
boys.
forgot
Once
to mention
again.
too.
Oh,
that,
go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
No, no.
I forgot to mention. Yeah, Daredevil is scheduled to be ending in August. The last I heard. So I think they'll probably end like either issue 14, 15.
Got about 3
something.
more issues. Yep.
Yeah,
Something like that.
But yeah, back to the Brave and the Bold. Yes, I'm excited to read that.
Yeah,
I'm
it was really
super
good.
Excited. And I like it when the artists flex their writing chops.
Yeah,
You know,
Moore
they
was
try to
great.
do
Like
that.
when Jock does it with Dark Knight, Dark Knight, it was really good. And they write really well towards their art. And
Yeah.
it was really good. That was my favorite story. It was the shortest. I liked the Mitch Gerards and Tom King one, but it was it was a part 1. I don't know where it's going. But I really enjoyed that. And Mitch Gerards draws a dope Batman.
That's good, man.
Fantastic. Beautiful. Once again, boys, this has been enlightening. Everybody pick up these books. We're on the YouTubes as always. We're on Spotify if you want to pick us up there. Like and subscribe as always. I've been your host for today, Uncle Nephew Shane. This is weird. I've never done. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm just trying to finish it in some way, shape, or form.
What am I doing with my hands?
Thank you, Brother Marcus. Thank you, whoever you are. It's nice to see. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you, Paulie. Thank you, everybody. Tune in next week, and we'll see you guys again.
Happy reading.
Happy reading, everybody. Peace out.